1, 2, 3, FCA!
I'm good.
Okay, so we're working on one of my favorite things in judo, which is foot sweeps. So if he's square, so first off, without him here, just the basic movement. And we looked at just this basic movement is, I am not kicking across. I am not hitting with my ankle bone. That's gonna hurt me and hurt him. When I sweep, I'm using my instep. So I sweep across with my instep. I just sweep across with my instep, and my upper body counter rotates. So we can practice this movement. I say to the guys, just screw up a piece of paper, throw it on the ground, and you could just roll it backwards and forwards with your foot, and you can practice this sweep. I'm swinging from the hip, just swinging from the hip when I go for this sweep. And when we start to practice this sweep, we square up with me. We kind of get into a bit of a dance. So we are pacing to the side, pacing to the side, and pacing back to the other side. And we just go backwards and forwards. And then I just throw in the sweep. So as his weight transfers to this leg, I'm going to sweep and bring this across. And we're going to go back in the other direction. And it's just a timing thing of just sweeping across, sweeping across. And we can practice this going backwards and forwards and taking turns. And then to turn it into the full foot sweep, all I have to do is I feel him coming off and feel that balance coming, and I rotate his upper body over it as well. So we're going to move, 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 and then I just sweep and bring him over. I just sweep and bring him over that. So as he comes up, we get moving, 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 and I just sweep him across. For now, we've just been drilling like that. We're going to add to this over the weeks to add in different setups, stutter steps to actually turn it into a practical takedown. For the moment, it's just those basic drills to get working on the basic technique. I love the foot sweep. To me, it's like the most elegant of the takedowns. My favorite example of it is Lyoto Machida in the UFC. There's plenty of situations. He's in a free striking situation, and he's just drawing the other guy, and as the guy steps in, he's just timing it and bringing it across. And just planting people. And it's when it's done right and it's timed right, it's so effortless. And it is all about the combination of the timing with the correct technique. So that's why we do this drill, to practice getting the timing down. Just getting that timing, being light on our feet. That was our takedown section. We then moved on to on the ground. Passing the guard is a huge part of Jiu-Jitsu. It is the biggest part of Jiu-Jitsu that points are scored from in competition. The highest number of points given out on average in any tournament is guard pass points. So being good at passing the guard is more often than not the difference between winning or not. When we're down on the ground like this, my opponent has a lot of benefit coming from having his back and his hips on the ground. There's a lot of things he could do that put me at risk. He can attack my arms, he can attack chokes, he can attack sweeps, and he uses the ground to his benefit to generate force to use his legs to off-balance me. If you look at high-level competition, a lot of the top guys in high-level, particularly gi competition, they pass the guard standing up. And that is because the second I stand up, I take his hips off the ground, I make him bear the weight of himself on his ankles around my body. I'm using gravity to my benefit. I'm also making it a lot harder. If I'm standing up in posture, I'm making it a lot harder for him to set up his attacks. He can't push off the ground as easily to generate the force for the sweeps, the chokes, or for the arm bars and the attacks. So a basic guard pass that I like to use, I'm going to use this, gripping the two lapels, and I twist, palm of my hand, heel of my hand down into his solar plexus. Okay? This isn't to pin him to the ground. This is to stop him sitting up towards me. Posture-wise, I think of the line of his belly button. I don't want my weight to come past that line. If at any point my weight is in front of his belly button, it's very easy for him to off-balance me, break my posture, or sweep me. I'm going to take a grip on this sleeve, and I'm going to punch it across and lock it. See, I've got this monkey paw grip, and I'm locking this down. I am now going to stand straight up, and I'm going to do it relatively quickly. I step up first on the side that I have locked, and I'm just going to step, step, drive. Straight up. I don't come forwards, I go straight up. My knees lock in at his hips. I'm leaning into him. This hand comes to his knee. It breaks open. If I need to break it open, this is what's going to break it open. So from this point, I'm holding him up with my knees. I'm going to go 1 under, 2 under. Gable grip, lock my elbows, and bring him onto my knees. My elbows are locked in tight, and I am postured up. At this point, I take his gi, put it into my hand, lock my elbow into his hip. My right hand is going to go behind, and I am literally grabbing fingers into the top of his pants, looking for the label. My fist is going to go to the ground, and I'm going to push my legs backwards. My left elbow is locked into his body, and I am going to walk, walk, walk. And if you notice, come and look, this elbow is still locked in this position. I've passed his legs, so now I will finish into the position. It is very important. I'm going to show this piece again from here. It is very important, this elbow locking in. If my elbow flares, he will turn with me and we'll just spin in a circle. But I'm going to lock my elbow in, this hand pins to the mat. And now I walk. I drive past. This is a huge amount of pressure. This is not comfortable for him. And now I can brace and pass. So, if my elbow flares, this is being controlled by my pec muscles. Okay? That, if my elbow is flared. If I lock my elbow in, I'm using my skeletal frame as a brace. This is infinitely stronger than this. Wherever possible, I want to make frames with my skeleton, not with my muscles. Muscles get tired, skeleton doesn't. Okay? So I make a frame and I brace and then I walk around that frame. And that's what makes this pass work. Okay? Thanks for helping out. Good training.
Cool.